Hello there everyone and welcome to a new review on the channel, and today we're going to be looking at something that's older but something that I snatched up during the last Murphy's sale because this is something that I've wanted for a long time because I've been reviewing more techie app-based effects, and a lot of them, the method bringing out your phone or the spec or having to hide a phone or having to do swipe inputs or anything like that to hide the phone isn't practical, which makes some effects not really usable in a lot of scenarios because of that. But this solves the issue on so many levels. And of course, we're talking about the Incognito sketchpad by Dawson. This is something that's really, really fun. And I think that if you're someone that owns some of these brand new apps, especially like Enigma, and you want to do Enigma like 10 times better than what you're doing it right now, this can solve your problems, but not only for Enigma, but for a lot of other apps as well. Even, if you don't want to buy a Peaksmith or you want to get a peek at something and you don't have an Apple Watch and you only have your phone, and every time you had to bring out your phone or look at your phone to do the effect, well, this could solve all your problems. And I'm going to tell you why right after we roll the intro. Perfect, so you decided to stick around, which means you want to learn more about the Incognito sketchpad. So what is the Incognito sketchpad? It's a pad that will allow you to hide your phone within the pad to conceal it during a routine. And I will show you here the pads. If I can, I'll just remove them one by one. Okay, so these are your pads, okay? I'll remove this as well from it, just because it's just annoying. But you get this. So one of these pads is gimmicked and one of them is normal. The other one you're essentially just using as a recharge for your normal pad. I think, I don't want to show you the gimmick per se, but I do think, the pads look pretty good. You can see that the gimmick one is a bit thicker, obviously, but yeah, this pad will allow you to access your phone within the routine at any point, even use it within a routine, and be able to get any information that you would want while using a pad ready for a drawing or a prediction or anything that you want. I think it's very well made and it's very good. We're going to talk about it more in a second, but this is what it allows you to do. This is not an effect. This is just a utility tool. There's not even a tutorial or a PDF, nothing provided to you with this purchase. So you do need to know what to do if you decide to buy this. But yeah, these are the pads. The paper in the pads is really good. This is also, this paper is readily available on Amazon. I even checked. So even once you run out, you can easily just refill it anywhere that you want. Okay, so these are the pads. And now that you know what Incognito is, let's talk about where you buy this, how much does it cost, and what do you get. So you can buy this pretty much anywhere. It is available at all your favorite magic shops since it is distributed from Murphy's. It will set you back 99 USD, which is around 120 Canadian. But if you buy this on sale, it is around 35 Canadian, which is around 20 USD. So if you definitely see this on a sale, which is how I got it, this is a steal. So what you get with your purchase is you get the little box that I showed you, and inside of the box you get your pads. No instructions, no PDF, nothing. So again, I'll repeat it, you do not get any effect with this. So you need to know how to use it. And the thing that most people want to know is, can my phone fit into the pad? And the answer to it is yes. I have the biggest iPhone that they've ever made. So I have the 14 Pro Max X or S or whatever they even call it. The biggest phone that they've ever done, with the one with 3 cameras, the largest screen that they've ever made in Apple. That's the phone that I have. I even have a case on it that's pretty big, and it fits in this, and it doesn't even fit snug. Like, you could literally almost put a mini iPad in this pad. That's how big the surface area is. So don't worry about your phone not fitting. It will fit. Whether it's an Android, an Apple, I don't think there's a single phone out there that's big enough that it will not fit in this pad. I don't think so. Maybe there is some Japanese models or some Huawei's or something like that I've not seen, and maybe they're so big that they would pass over the pad, but I've not seen a phone that would not fit here, at least in Canada or within my friend groups or within outside when I go in the metro or bus. I've not seen a single phone so big that it would not fit. So if that's a worry for you, worry not, your phone will fit. And your phone really fits snugly inside. It's really nice how it's done. It fits super snug and it's super safe, and you can use it in performance. So for example, if I had my phone, I could open the pad like this and say, okay, we're gonna try something here. Let's do it kind of like this. Think of this, and right now I would be accessing all my phone with a single finger. I could even move from hand to hand as I talk, as I do things, and I'll say, okay, no, that's not good. I'll try something else. Really focus on this, okay? And then I could do it like this. Boom, I draw it and I show, is this what you were thinking of? Rip the page, give it to them. And, just with those simple moves, natural moves, you'd be able to use an app literally in real time, like Enigma. You'd be able to use it while you're actually doing the effect within a pad. Or if you want to peek, you don't even need to. You just say, okay, think of what you wrote. You open the pad. You say, okay, focus on this. Can you think of it as a drawing? I think it would be better than a word. I'll actually try and draw this for you. And then you do your drawing, you rip it, you say, what did you think of? Boom, and you reveal. So it's very easy to use, super simple to use. And even if it were to recharge, so if you want to refill your pad, it's super easy to refill. And if you even want, you can literally just bring new covers. So you can literally just take a new cover, and if you don't even want to refill the paper, you can just remove the spiral bound and just replace it. So that's what you get with your purchase and what it allows you to do. So again, I did make this a bit longer because I wanted you to understand everything that this involves, because there's no effects. So difficulty, practicality, all of that, there's not much I could say. The only thing I could say is difficulty wise, it depends on the app that you're using and performance, because using this, there's no difficulty level to using this pad. In terms of practicality, the pad is a bit big, so it's definitely not something you can put in your top pocket. It's definitely something that, you need a carrying case to bring with you. So if you're doing a stage show, parlor show, cabaret, it will work much better than somewhere close up, because if you're doing this close up, you'd constantly need to carry your pad in your hand like this, right? Or if you have a bag that you have with you when you perform, you can just have it in your bag. But for close-up scenarios, it is a bit big. It's not heavy, but it is big, so you do have to keep that in mind. And where would you perform? I think this excels for parlor, stage, cabaret, but it can still be done in close-up scenarios as long as you have the pad with you and you want to carry it around. Because as I said, there's no real talk here about reset or anything. There's nothing really to reset. But the pad cannot be inspected, obviously, by your spectator. But if the spectators think that you have a hidden device in a pad and that you're using that to read their mind, then I have to say that is more performance-wise an issue than it is a prop issue. So do keep that in mind, is if people say, oh, but you must have something hidden in the pad, then maybe you're not performing it correctly, because that should not be a thought within your spectator's head. And of course, angle-wise, when the pad is open, you don't want anyone behind you or, being able to look at what you're doing. Because from the immediate sides, if this is open like this and someone's literally like this, I still see paper. Like, I would not see that there's something there. So it is a bit more than a 180 degree. I would say maybe a 220 degrees for the angles. So having said all this, what are the positives and negatives of this pad? Well, let's start out with the negatives. One of the negatives that a lot of people have said that their pad has broken quite quickly. Mine does look really well made and really, really sturdy. I don't think it's going to break if I just keep using it. The only thing is that maybe when you replace the paper, it may be a hassle or maybe a bit annoying to replace the paper, but it shouldn't really be an issue. You do get quite a few recharges as well, so that's good too. But that's kind of the negative. One of the negatives I could say is that I hope this lasts quite a long time. And, it is important for you to find paper this color, because you don't want to put this in a pad and the paper is fully white, because then people are going to be like, but what's that? Why is that paper yellow? So you do want to make sure you get kind of this crafty paper when you refill it. And another negative would be maybe for some people in different countries, it's going to be harder to get this exact type of paper to fit in the pad perfectly for you to perform. So that could be another negative that could come up. If you also want, this is just an idea, because that's another negative, that there's no tutorial here. So you don't get any ideas, anything of how to use it. But maybe an idea is, you could, if once you finish your refills, you could take some of these pages, maybe 3 or 4, that you laminate. And those are the pages that you put in the middle, so that every time you perform this effect, you do it on the laminated pages. So when you do it, yes, you won't rip out the prediction to give it to your spectator, but you could keep using those laminated pages over and over and over and over and over again. Or another idea, I'm basically giving you a tutorial for this product. You could literally have the pad kind of like this, do it, and then have maybe a post-it note or something and say, look, what we're going to try and do here is I'll take one of these, I'll stick it here, and I'm going to have you think, and then instead of writing on the page, you'd write on the post-it note. I'm just riffing ideas that maybe doesn't seem logical, but of how to not use up your pad. But I do think the laminated page idea is something that could definitely work, or write in pencil, up to you. But yeah, so in terms of positives, it's really well made for me. It holds up any amount of phone. It will allow you to perform even more of your app-based magic in real life settings without your phone ever being in play. So your phone will never be seen. You won't have to swipe in your pocket. You won't have to, do voice commands. You won't have to tap on your watch. You won't have to feel vibrations or tap the volume buttons to do anything. You will have the phone in front of you, which will make the effect even easier to perform than anything you've done before. So it is practical in that. But I do wish, as I said in the negatives, that it did come with some instructions or just a PDF telling you, look, you could do this to make it more sneaky, this or this. It comes with nothing. But having said that, would I recommend the Incognito pad? My answer is, if you perform any apps like Enigma or Cognito, or apps that maybe you need, to have your phone in play, this is a brilliant way of having your phone and doing inputs or getting peaks without needing external devices like Peaksmith, a watch, a remote, or anything like that. You do it in real time, okay? So that is what's fun as well. So that's all I have to say about Incognito pad. Would I recommend it? Yes. What do I give it out of 10? An 8.5 out of 10. I think it's good, and I do believe it's sold out at the moment of writing this video. I hope it comes back in stock for some of you. But yeah, that's all I have to say about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next review. Have a good one, and bye-bye.